Ich nehme es auf als Reaction. Hallo YouTube! Ich bin sehr gespannt. Pieps? Okay, das sah irgendwie aus wie Wasser. Hallo Bombastos! Hi, wie geht's dir? Schön, dass du da bist.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first Hogwarts Legacy gameplay stream. I'm Chandler Wood, Community Manager here at Avalanche Software, and we've got a lot of really exciting stuff to show you today. But before we get into showing you the game and gameplay, I have a few wonderful guests that I need to introduce you to.
Ja, bitte.
First up, we have our community guest host. He brings you the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content.
Und jetzt geht's mir richtig geil. Oh mein Gott, ich bin so gespannt.
One half of Expecto Go.
Schön, dass dir gut geht, das freut mich.
Yes, I'm James Whitehead of Expecto Go, bringing you guys the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content. And I am one half of Expecto Go, the other half, my wife Sue. Represents that other half. So I'm excited to be here, and thank you, Avalanche Software, for inviting me. I cannot wait to go over this.
Jetzt geht's mir richtig gut, wollte ich sagen.
Welcome, thank you for being here. And we've got two people from the studio, just two of the many people bringing this thing together. The magic of Hogwarts Legacy.
Stell dir mal vor, du arbeitest an sowas. Wie geil ist das denn?
Hello, everyone.
And senior environment artist and Hogwarts expert, Boston Madsen.
Yeah! Hogwarts expert.
Thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedules right now to sit down with us to help us show everybody gameplay. So what we're going to be showing you today, first, the character creator, because it's your legacy, and you have to create yourself when you get into to get into Hogwarts.
Ich folge dir noch gar nicht, Bombastos. Schande, jetzt aber.
That character creator.
Ja,
and we're going to dive
bitte.
into a tour of Hogwarts, and it's just a small tour of Hogwarts, right? Because Hogwarts is huge.
Gut, weil ich will auch nicht zu viel wissen.
Big. So we're going to be showing you a little bit, but it's still a lot.
Okay.
So.
Ich bin so aufgeregt. Ich habe schon richtig Gänsepelle, aber man sieht es nicht. Ich habe richtig Gänsepelle.
Just a little taste, yeah. So we're excited to get there. But again, first and foremost, we need to get into this character creator. And James, with you here, we wanted to let you create this character. So,
Wow.
Andrew, who is going to be doing all of our gameplay capture today,
Moin, Andrew.
is going to be handing you the controller.
Oh, guck mal, da seht ihr sogar auf dem Tisch das Buch mit dem schwebenden Zauberstab.
These are your presets. So a lot like other games, there's some initial settings that you can choose for your character that just kind of get them into like the ballpark of what you want to be, who you want to be, and what you want to change.
Oh man!
And then once you're in that ballpark, all the other tabs let you dial that in, be exactly who you want to be. It's our goal with this is to make sure that
Die sehen sehr
fantasized about bringing themselves to the school for the very first time, that they feel like they have the options in order to represent who they are and essentially bring themselves to Hogwarts or whatever character they want to bring to Hogwarts.
Aber kann man noch?
Oh my god, and options galore. Do you mind if I try to put myself in here?
It's all about you today.
Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, that's me. We're here. That's me.
Oh ja,
All right,
damit kann man arbeiten.
We're pretty close, but let's look at everything here. You know, play around with some of these options, like really.
All right, so what are we looking at with this option over here with the tab? I see face stuff.
Yeah, so all the different faces that you saw in the previous screen, all those
Mm-hmm.
faces are choices that you have here. So you can, now you're just kind of getting into the details in your face shape, in your skin color, and then because we knew a lot of people going right in are going to want it right away. Even though it's an option later in the game, you can collect different types of glasses, put them on later. We give you some options right up front if you want to have glasses for your character.
Oh man, oh my gosh, look at the structure of the faces with this. Wow, you guys thought of crazy. I like that. I don't think my face is that skinny, but I think we'll go that. I think we'll go that route. And down here is this.
Those are your glasses there. Yeah.
Oh, so we could go Harry Potter if we want. Awesome. Oh man. And this is just some.
Das ist wie meine echte Brille.
Yeah,
so in der
through the
Art.
course of the game, there's a lot of different options that you'll keep unlocking.
Okay.
So as part of kind of like gear for the character, there's lots of different classes. There's even masks. There's all kinds of things over the course of the game.
Geil.
It's all Victorian era though.
Yeah.
Ja.
Such a good call. Such a good call. Oh my gosh. All right. So now. We can go.
Die Frisur.
I spend a lot of time here just like dreaming about my different characters.
Oh my gosh, the pony. The thing I'm always
schick. Oh Gott, cool.
I see any aspect of Hogwarts Legacy's character creator is just the texture.
Ja, die Haare, schaut wie die Haare aussehen.
With the hair moving around. Yo, that kind of looks like Hermione a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid. And we can just go, can I go like Tonks purple or green?
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Aber man sieht es nicht, das finde ich ein bisschen schade. Aber nun gut.
This is so cool. Oh, I like that. That is cute. Oh, okay, so
Geil.
little behind the scenes. I used to have this type of hair like way back, but
Was it purple?
I wanted silver tips, so that was the closest I got to any color. But oh my gosh, this is so cool. So you literally can bring yourself. Like it's a myriad of textures and different hairstyles here. All right, so now we're getting over here to play around with some of the.
These are more subtle options. We've got freckles, moles.
Ja, Hogwarts Legacy.
Things like when it comes to your complexion.
Ja,
like
schon
darker
richtig
eyes,
heftig. Ich bin gespannt, wie es auf PC ist.
You guys literally thought of it with this.
I do have a bit of fun with that.
Ooh,
And then the
nice.
scars are one of those options where
Oh, cool. Nice.
Harry had his own unique
Ich bin noch am
scars. You
Überlegen,
can come in with
ob wir den bösen Pfad wählen oder den guten.
Oh wow.
Boah, sieht richtig echt aus.
I didn't even see that.
Ja, den will ich sehen.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, das ist cool.
Yeah.
Ja,
Yeah. You look kind
It's
of
a
like.
classic.
beide
Yeah,
natürlich.
you look kinda
Oh,
just like, so now we're over here.
beide.
Man, this, you guys.
Boah,
This is so
damit werden wir
sick.
schon echt
Again, getting more subtle here, you know, really like dialing in.
lange zu tun haben in der Charaktereinstellung.
I don't know how revealing I want to be with my facial features now. Just like, yeah, I kind of have a big face. Yeah, my eyebrows kind of sit kind of low. But I mean, literally, you have so many options just starting the game. I feel like I'm going to be here like forever.
Ja,
Yumi Bowl.
das glaube ich auch.
This final tab here, this is where you kind of bring your whole character together. You know, this is where you finalize everything. You're not choosing your house yet.
Voice!
Not yet.
Das ist ja wie bei Sims.
But you know, here's where you bring you choose voice 1 or voice 2, which is more kind of a masculine or feminine
Name
voice.
your
And even within
character.
that,
Oh, da muss ich mir
changing
jetzt schon
the
Gedanken machen.
pitch, the pitch slider.
It's a subtle slider, but you can hear it.
Concerned about. That was quite something.
And so you can kind of make out the differences. But yeah, you choose which kind of voice that you want. You'll be selecting your difficulty here. For today, we'll just go normal because Andrew's going to be taking us through some of the experiences with combat later.
And we can talk a little more about difficulty, yeah, with combat and how that plays in. But I think the important thing here is like if for people who aren't gamers, especially, story mode is a way to get into this without being worried about like, oh, do I need to be good at games? Like, no, just enjoy this game.
And I will put expecto and then go.
Story mode, oh mein Gott.
And then whether you want to be witch or wizard.
Amazing.
What do you think, character creator? We're good?
I'm good.
Ja, das war cool. Das sah nice aus.
Through the magic of using a dev kit, we're going to be loading up a save a little later in. So that we can show you more about Hogwarts.
Oh, das Monsterbuch der Monster, seht ihr das? Oh,
all right, Andrew's got some gameplay pulled up for us here. We are starting out, James. There you are. You're wearing the House Fanatic robes from the account linking.
Oh, habe ich auch. Die Account linking. Habt ihr das schon alles gemacht?
Common room, I'm assuming. I mean, dorm room.
The dorm room.
Yeah. This is awesome.
Wow.
What are we seeing right here with the UI? Because this is our first look.
Yeah. So right now we know there's been a lot of questions about
Oh, wie hübsch.
about the HUD because this is the first time we're showing it. So kind of going over from right to left, on the bottom right is what we call our spell diamond. So those are, everything that you see in it are slottable spells. So we have over 20 slottable spells that you can earn over the course of the game.
Okay.
And that's where the player can place them and use them and access them very quickly.
Ich finde es schön, dass
To the top left of that
der Bildschirm nicht
is
so
you'll see the
vollgepropft
D-pad,
ist.
and on the left is an eyeball, and on the right is a bit of a grid. So the eyeball is an example of one of, not a slottable spell, but what we call an essential spell. There are certain spells that are used in very specific contexts.
Geil, wie sich die Bilder auch
or that we
bewegen.
just want on the
Ja,
controller all
ist
times.
so.
And Revelo is one of those. That's left on the D-pad. On the right on the D-pad is that grid represents where you might slot spells. And so right now, today, we're not going to be going into the spell slotting menu because
That's
we feel like there's a lot
okay.
of spoilers there.
Ja.
Like, what are all the spells and what
Wollen wir
can we
I
nicht.
would
do?
like spoilers, but I understand.
But we do want to make sure there's still some goodies left to share with everyone.
Yeah.
And then on the left side, that thing that has the L1 button next to it, that's another thing where we don't want to spoil, but basically that's where you access your tool wheel. So there's a lot of magical tools that you're going to be kind of brewing and growing over the course of the game. And so that's where you would access them rapidly is our tool wheel.
Okay, cool.
There are a few things that I left off the table on the right. The green bar is your health, and basically there's a potion next to it. That's how you might heal. The bar above it, we're keeping a secret for now. I apologize. And all the way on the
Nicht
left
schlimm.
is our mini-map with a kind of overhead view of where you are currently in your common room that updates as you travel through Hogwarts and beyond out into the world. And for those fans out there that aren't a huge fan of minimaps, because we know they exist, there's also options to remove the minimap
ja,
and
cool.
turn
Okay.
on or off different elements
Nice. Das ist
of
gut.
our HUD. But
Really immerse yourself.
Yeah.
and we'll go more into the spells as we get into combat, but that's kind of that's what you're seeing there. And this is our HUD.
Also, Andrew's giving us a good look over here. I want to call out. I'm a big fan of the bedside tables in the dormitories.
Guck mal, Bertie Botts Bohnen.
Very nice bedside
Und
tables.
ne Dings,
Yeah.
ein Schokofrosch.
The honey-colored wood was mentioned in the writing. It's part of
Oh,
Part of lore. There we go. All right.
okay.
So now we're walking out into.
We really tried making these low-ceilinged doors.
Voll
to give
geil.
you that
Wie in
background.
Hobbithöhlen, oder? Ich
Sort of
fühle mich wie in so
First
einer
thing I noticed is
Hobbithöhle.
the music. The score
Oh, ist das schön.
amazing with
Ich habe
the-
noch gar nichts von den
And I'm calling out here. This
Dorm
is
Rooms
unique music
gesehen.
that you're hearing
Wow.
for the Hufflepuff Common Room.
Vor
Go
allem,
back to those Common Room videos we
hast
released.
du nie
and those
gesehen?
music's a little bit different, and that is entirely intentional.
da kann man was machen.
We just want to welcome you
Die Musik,
to
oh mein
Common
Gott, ich hab so
Room in every single
Gänsehaut.
house, just a little bit differently.
Der tanzende
Customizing that
Kaktus.
experience right away.
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome.
Oh, sieht das schön aus.
So I mean, beautiful design. We
Oh,
could spend
krass.
like the entire rest of the stream just in the Common Room here and talking about it, and I'm sure Boston and James could be like just geeking out over it.
This all,
Okay.
this
Guck,
all
die
the
tanzende
details are
Kakteen,
ridiculous
oh.
for this common room. The round doors, the hanging vines, even the dancing badgers on the fireplace.
kind of
Tanzende Dachse?
Very,
Ach, da
very
oben. Ach,
Which
süß.
is like elements for each of the
Yeah,
houses, right? Like
Hufflepuff is earth, Ravenclaw is air, Gryffindor is fire, and
Ah.
Slytherin is water. We
Wow.
really leaned into that for each common room.
Lol.
So it feels
Krass.
earthy. We've got a little earthen passageway.
Wo waren eigentlich die Gemächer der Hufflepuff im
Hopefully, it
Buch?
should
Weiß
feel
nicht.
very familiar.
Yeah, it does. It does.
but I know you don't want to leave, but we're gonna
Keine
be
Ahnung.
leaving.
Thank you.
Ich weiß nicht,
I
ist lange her,
understand.
dass ich die gelesen habe.
Whoa, the sound effects though. Like looking back at the past trailers, it was just music, but kind of hearing how Hogwarts is now. It's so cool.
Ist da der Wein? Entschuldigung,
I'm just gonna make use
Butterbier
of one of our
bestimmt.
spells, Revelio.
Use
Revelio,
Revelio right
yeah.
here because there's a little magic going
Mhm.
on.
Notice there was something there.
Field Guide page.
Yeah.
Barrels.
These are
One must
something
tap
that
the
we
barrels two
kind of
from the
interchangeably
bottom
call
middle
Revelio
of the
pages or
second
reward
row
pages. And you'll notice
in
a
the
bunch of things pop up on the screen.
rhythm of
Yeah.
Helga
You can see that we've got some
Hufflepuff.
XP for it.
Okay.
And you can also see that we've advanced something called like a field guide challenge
Okay,
up in the
okay.
corner.
Collect
Uh-huh.
field
So I want to
guides.
talk about that a little bit. So we had to ask ourselves, what? Huh?
Continue, I'm sorry. Continue.
There may be something you may or may not be able to tickle there.
Yeah.
But in our game, we had to answer
Also
the
genauso wie im
question,
Buch.
you know,
Ja?
we're a late fifth year. What does that mean? How do
Du
we
musst
catch
es
up to the
wissen.
other students?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
And so
Pief.
we have an answer to that question,
Lol.
and it's given to you by the staff. So there's something that we call the Wizard's Field Guide that's granted to you early on in the game. And the Wizard's Field Guide is how you actually work on catching up with the other students. So Andrew, if you hit pause for me up here, before we push forward a little bit. You can see in our pause menu, it's got this book theme.
Wow.
That's your Wizard's Field Guide. And you can see your house kind of crest overlaid over it. Right?
Okay.
And you can see that on your level as well. So that the field guide
Gear,
has this
Inventory,
magical property of looking
Talents.
out into the world around you. And the reason why
Der
it's
einzige
on loan from the
Gemeinschaftsraum,
Ministry
welcher
of Magic
geschützt
and
ist.
the professors
Oh,
granted it to you as a
okay.
late fifth-year student.
Patrick, du bist heftig.
Because they want it to help you catch up to the
Ich
other
muss die Bücher
kids.
echt noch mal
And its
lesen.
magical property is to discover different opportunities to learn and grow all around you. So the way it works is, as you discover gameplay in the game, it actually recognizes that as a challenge, which is kind of
On the bottom.
locked into there.
Okay.
And Andrew, if you go in there, you'll see different types of challenges that are combat challenges,
Wow.
quest
Ah ja,
challenges,
das kennt man schon
exploration
aus den
challenges.
Trailern.
And you can see field guide pages are on there as well.
Yeah.
1%. We unlocked that one field guide page.
That entire category is one of the ways that the book itself kind of fills out into the school.
Room
and
of
fills out into the
requirement,
school and kind of hides
exploration.
itself with different types of challenges and different things to do around the school that you're
That
actually
is
going
so
to
cool.
interact with to help you grow as a wizard and practice your spells.
Cool.
And so that thing that we just saw is not just a field guide challenge and a way to earn
Yeah.
XP. It's also something that that players can use to learn about the school as they're traveling around. They spot these little secret facts and they can kind of play a little bit of a game discovering all of them. And there are over 100 field guide pages just in Hogwarts alone. So.
Little glimpse of the grand staircase
Yeah.
here. We're not gonna.
Circular staircase.
All the
match the tower.
portraits.
Yeah.
And I did notice the flue flame just ignite right there, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Den Wandteppich kennt man auch aus
Fast
den
travel
Spielen, der
points
ist
there.
ähnlich.
House hourglasses. We had to. How much fun was it designing those and putting all
Oh, they're
those in
gorgeous,
there?
but
Oh
they're
mein
just like in
Gott,
the
ich will die
book. Right next to the
haben.
Great Hall.
It's a nod
Yeah.
to lore. House points is not a core mechanic or system in the
Boah,
game.
sind die
We didn't turn it
schön.
into like a gameplay system, but it's definitely present throughout our narrative. And
Okay.
there are lots of choices where we want to nod to things that aren't necessarily gameplay systems, but
Yeah.
but we nod to them as part of the narrative.
Over to the
Okay.
right
Part of the
there,
Wizard
Andrew
world.
was teasing. That's the Great
Great
Hall
Hall.
over
Yeah.
through those doors. Again, we're not going there. He's just kind of like,
Hm.
no.
Krass.
Cool.
Ah, fliegende Bücherseiten.
Here's another collectible page. You know, just again showing you like just these things around Hogwarts that you can do and pick up.
Oh mein
and-
Gott.
That's a shot straight from the trailer too. Just that part right there. I recognize
We
that.
might be giving you a little fan service here with callbacks to those. So,
And this must be summertime because I noticed these are the summertime windows. These windows will change with the seasons.
Yeah, the detail like
No.
this is kind of it. I get surprised by it all the
Oh
time.
mein Gott.
That's
didn't
a
even know that was a
sentient
thing.
magic castle. So.
Oh,
Ja.
man. And we're going out. Look at that.
Okay, der
It's where the
Innenhof.
students would normally kind of congregate, just to kind of chill out, play, meet each other outside of the Great Hall before and after meals.
and I love the way that when the castle interconnects to that it
Geil.
interconnects outside, inside. There are pathways.
Es sieht
on both sides
richtig
of
schön
things, so you
aus.
really get a sense of scope
Yeah.
to how big this
Flue
castle is.
And when
Flames.
you see things like you'll notice a bridge over there. That's a place you can go to and cross. Like
Yeah.
everything that you see is a place that you can visit.
Wow.
We put a lot of effort in making it feel really alive, not just with student population, but even just the greenery and stuff. It's Scotland.
Yeah.
And this castle's been here for hundreds of years, so just kind of the moss and all the trees that have overgrown it, and
Oh my gosh.
that
Guck mal, da kann man noch
landscape,
was
that's
This
Scottish.
location might look a little familiar. to you.
entzünden.
I thought
Yeah.
I recognized it. I believe this is from the Spring ASMR. And yes, so that puzzle right there, that view, Andrew is
Hübsch,
taking us
ehrlich.
right back to
I am
that.
going to tell Andrew not to interact with that puzzle and to keep
Oh.
moving on.
Regen?
We
Regenwolke.
can't spoil
Geil, wie die
everything. We
Übergänge in die
can't give
Areale
everything.
umzuladen und ruckeln sind. Ja, so mit dem Licht so ein bisschen gespielt, ne? Nice.
Oh my God.
But this is
Das ist so
this
schön.
grand entryway right here coming down into a really kind of central area.
Yeah, we're coming upon the central hall.
Ich hab
and
die
we
ganze
point
Zeit
out
so
the greenhouse
Gänsehaut, ne?
outside, and we'll notice when we get down to the
Alter.
top right.
This is a big
das mein
hub
Handy
of
die
the
ganze Zeit?
school.
Nee.
It's a big castle, but
Hört sich an.
it is designed so you shouldn't get very lost. This is kind of a grand central station.
I love
that
that. I love
each
that.
direction, it's green over there, so the greenhouse is over there. Transfiguration courtyard, the library straight ahead. So it's kind of a the hub of a lot of the castle.
Even the color, visually, you can just tell, okay, green,
green go that way. Actually, a lot of it'll be subconscious, but it'll help you really learn the castle and feel like you know your way around.
That's not to say that
Was
it's
ist für
easy
eine
to
Tür da?
learn.
Der
All of us
Rahmen.
here still get pretty lost in it
It
on a
is a
daily
castle.
basis. It's a castle.
Oh.
I love that Andrew's definitely teasing
Oh,
a lot of things here. I'm
hi.
noticing he's swinging the camera
Dankeschön.
this way and that.
Hogwarts Legacy
He's got
Gameplay.
this grin on his face over there that's just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm
From
doing.
the reveal trailer. There's that dragon. Oh my god.
This is another location where the students will gather.
Kürbissuppe.
And just kind of chill out.
And an opportunity to talk to somebody, get a quest giver here.
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumour is that a former headmistress, Professor Moll, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys, and they
Black?
appear every few years. You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet
Ich
somewhere
finde,
in the
das hört
castle.
sich komisch an, so
If
sehr
you
nach
can manage to get the key into the
Studioaufnahme. So,
cabinet
wisst ihr, was ich
lock,
meine?
not an easy task.
So zu
You may
clean.
find a
Irgendwie.
reward.
Okay.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them.
Okay.
Those kind of side quests are really, it's a cool way to interact with your fellow students, with perhaps other teachers, with, you know, various things like that, as well as teach you some more of the secrets of Hogwarts, I think. There's a
in this
little
case,
bit of that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So the students are a way to kind of like flesh out the school opportunities around it, what we can do, and then those interactions. Different interactions with different characters can also offer different choice points for the player, and then some of those things can affect things game-wide. Some of these affect characters' lives, the ending of the game.
And sometimes it's just about you being a little bit of a nice guy or just being a jerk.
Yes, absolutely. So the scale really varies, but those opportunities exist for the player.
Wow, look at this.
This is the Dada.
Ich bin am Essen, Baby, da kann ich keine Haltung mehr.
Power, which this is one of my favorite locations in the castle. Just visually, you come in here and just
Hallo, wie geht's dir? Nachbar.
Very unique to anywhere else in the castle.
Somebody else that we
Sag
can
das
talk to,
Knigge.
notably
Entschuldigung.
a younger student.
Yeah, she looks like a first year or an 11-year-old.
Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak. The girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Oh, Maus.
Everyone hates you. Why?
Because
Schön.
Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoil sports. Leander Pruitt's one of the worst, that no-talent moon mind. I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is.
Dritte
I
Nachbar
was
auch da.
hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
Alle together,
I have
oh
much
yes.
interest in a game that sprays you with odors.
Only if you lose, which I never do. Or at least, not often. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well.
Imelda?
And now those poor
Astoria?
losers have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Sounds as if you caused the smelly situation and they
Hat er
responded
nicht
accordingly.
gesagt.
I didn't make the rules. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet.
Alles gut, Bailey. Danke für deinen Lurk.
Perhaps a selfless and
Richt mal
talented
OBS ein.
fifth year to help me.
Viel Erfolg. Ich habe noch ein Problem, dass meine Kameraeinstellungen nicht
I'll see what I
gespeichert
can
werden.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again.
Es geht tatsächlich, es wird nicht zu viel gezeigt. Und der Hufflepuff Common Room interessiert mich nicht so. Aber er war richtig schön. Weil ich dachte, mit dem neuen OBS-Update würden die Kameraeinstellungen immer gespeichert werden. Aber anscheinend irgendwie nicht. Oh, die Kürbissuppe ist so scharf, ne?
Gobstone's playable? They mentioned it, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Gobstones is one of the things that is not playable in the game.
Verteidigung gegen die dunklen Künste.
Honestly, it's an amazing thing on the franchise how many things about this like speak to us as fans and that we want to turn into gameplay. And there were calls that we had to make over the course of production of kind of like which things we will and won't include in the bucket, just kind of for the overall
Wizard's chess.
Those are things that aren't featured.
Yeah. They're featured within the world.
Right? I'm glad they're mentioned. They're a part of the wizarding world.
Yeah. Every single time there was something that we regretted because we couldn't include it. We also tried to figure out a way to make sure that it was included in the narrative, included in the stories, make sure that there's a way to kind of like acknowledge it, touch it, you know, and make it feel like it's definitely part of the world.
Gab ein Update für OBS, hab mir den Sound. Deswegen habe ich es noch nicht. Monitor Capture, scheiße.
We're in the Sophisticated Dark Arts class.
Scheiße. Ich hab's noch nicht gemacht, das neue, also das neuere Elva-Update. 11er sag ich schon. Ich habe jetzt noch 28.0.3.
About how classes work, because we've gotten a lot of questions about that. Is it a schedule-based system? Is it so tell us how classes work?
Yeah, so ultimately we decided not to go the sim route. So I think like one of the speculations was, is there time of day and you know, that kind of thing. Like, can I miss class at this time of day?
There is a day-night cycle.
Yeah, there is a day-night cycle, but everything is very narrative.
Okay, das finde ich gut.
So there's a big mystery going on in the world. There's something happening in the narrative, and we essentially see it as kind of like chapters in that narrative. Each chapter of which has a set of missions that you can choose between as you're progressing through the game, and classes fit within that structure.
Das finde ich
so
gut.
There are mainline
Lass auch lieber, okay.
And then classes also appear on the sides as well as optional things that help you advance your spells. It's absolutely true that classes provide all of your major tools throughout the gameplay, your spells, your major abilities. You get to know the professors. Each one of them has these bespoke kind of events and moments in those missions. And then there are also additional opportunities outside of that.
Danke dir, Bombastos. Vielen Dank auch für den Support auf Instagram. Dankeschön, Dankeschön. Ich schaue auch auf jeden Fall mal rein.
Things that you need in your adventure and also get to know the professors better.
And I just want to call out something that Andrew's been kind of showing off, ways to kind of interact with the environment and just engage with the world. And, you know, maybe down there who's sipping some tea with the
Victorian high, you know.
High society.
High society.
And it's no wonder you like this area because we built it for like the purebloods and the Slytherins.
Natürlich. Marmor nur für die Reinblüter.
The sound effects again, the chatter of the communication that's happening and the footsteps, like it just makes it feel more alive.
Little events like that, brooms going
by overhead. I just saw a broom go by. Love that. The data tower was one example, but no two hallways should look the same in Hogwarts.
Schönes Wochenende dir.
It has a lot of personality. Every hallway should be a little bit different, and that's mostly to help orient the player.
Right.
Help you not get lost. But this is Hesperus Hall. That's a little nod from the Marauders. It came from the Marauders map. But every hallway will have a little bit of a different personality.
Cool.
Personality, I like that because it does like Hogwarts has character. Hogwarts is its own character no matter where you go.
Yeah,
feels just a little bit different.
Yeah,
sentient castle full of magic for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Das sieht ein bisschen nach Museum aus.
Oh, I heard something.
Yeah. Speaking of characters.
Speaking of magic, Mr.
Peeves.
Magic himself.
My teacher Poltergeist too.
You know, we talked about building on lore too. I know there's that statue over to the side.
Oh, yeah?
That's
Do you know who that is?
Lachlan the Lanky, and he's got his Bowtruckle friend. And I think if players don't know, there's another Revelio page there.
Yeah, there's a map of Argyllshire. We know the fat lady hides there.
Hides behind it. That's right.
The third book. But sometimes a hallway has personality by how it looks, or we just passed a music hallway where the portraits have kind of taken it over, and so the sound makes it really unique.
All right, I gotta call this out here. I know there's been some criticism in the past that our trailers and our gameplay and what we've shown so far has not had enough owls. Okay, so here we are at the owlry. We're looking directly at the owlry to show you all of the owls. It's a lot of owls at the owlry.
I love the fog rolling down.
Aber süß, dass die so auf die Kritik eingehen. Das finde ich gut.
I also love that as one of my favorite things about just kind of going around on the outside of the school is that all those things that I see are places that I can go to, that I can visit. I just love that sensation, knowing that is real.
I love the Scottish countryside.
We're kind of closing out our mini tour of Hogwarts, and again, it was about a fraction of this enormous castle, but we're closing it out here in the clock tower, so another recognizable location. But this is where Crossed Wands, which is the secret, not so secret dueling club, is.
Hallo Nala, hier geht's nicht hoch.
Put together. Professors definitely know about it, but they think they're being clever. And it's run by this Lucan Brattleby here.
Who's in a younger year, but we kind of like that this...
Das ist richtig scharf für mich. Oof.
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
Wen suchst du denn?
That would be wonderful.
Be sure to cast all your spells
Avatar.
before the dummy lands. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
And this is a really good opportunity to now jump into combat, because really in the game this is going to be the first time where you yourself get to learn about combat and combos in a big way and in a new way. For me personally, this is where the game like really starts to open up to the possibilities.
Yeah. So we've set up a training dummy, and this is kind of an activity where you're supposed to execute according to kind of the argument on the top. Now, what we see on the top is the Accio spell, followed by four what we just kind of lovingly refer to as basic shots. There's certain spells what the wizards kind of like use, just kind of fling. Andrew's using one now. And you trigger that by tapping R2 on your controller. So you can see in the corner
mal schauen, ob die Bewegungen
so
unterschiedlich sind.
R2, that throws out a basic shot. But that R2 is also your gateway to all of the spells that you might slot. So if you hold R2 instead, you can see how the diamond expands. And if we let go, you see how it contracts.
Yeah.
And so if you hold it again, it expands. And so
ja, da ist meine Kamera drüber. Aber ihr seht das ganz bisschen hier in der Ecke.
With your face buttons.
Awesome.
And not only that, but over the course of the game, you can gain additional spell diamonds, up to 4 additional ones, so that you can slot up to 16 spells, pretty much instantly. And then that helped us fulfill the fantasy of in combat, I need to be able to access things very rapidly.
Yeah.
And so you learn over the course of these events, how to juggle not just the spell casting, but also it reinforces.
Ist es unterschiedlich?
Another feature of the wheel is their cooldowns. So as you're casting spells, just to make sure that you're not just kind of like repeatedly using one thing over and over and over again, you can see cooldowns on the spells that he's using on the wheel. And then as you progress through the game, there are different things that can affect things like cooldowns through your talents.
Ist die Reihenfolge gleich wie die Zauber?
Juggle and adjust and update those things. And so if you hold down R2 and you tap the D-pad, it will switch between your other diamonds if you've unlocked them. And,
es war jetzt, glaube ich.
Oh, man. It looks like we're about to get some action over here.
Yeah. So this is a great way to kind of learn how to pull things together,
so you
pull those combos
right
together.
Here. Yeah. Tap, Accio, tap, tap, tap. Awesome.
And that's just against the dummy, but I mean...
I'd say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
Nein, hier steht der Teller noch. Ich weiß, dass du das riechst.
We can take on something a little more challenging. It's going to shoot back.
Geh auf deinen Baumstumpf.
Now let's talk about some more features of the combat system.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of Crossed Wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
We're on a PS5
Ready for another round? Hoffentlich werden die Kämpfe nicht wie ein Shooter. Oh ja, ich sag's dir. Oh mein Gott, daran will ich gar nicht denken. Es war so schrecklich. Das war sehr schrecklich.
All right, here you can select if you want to fight with somebody else, some of your classmates. But in this case, we're not. We want that action to feel a little more frantic towards you to really get you that sense of combat.
So apparently you've got quite the reputation because they've got you up against 3 people.
3, yeah. Off the jump.
So I can explain this just because I know people are going to go into it, but we can probably just kind of jump in. You're not the only one that has Protego and the ability to deflect. The enemies do too. And we actually play with that when it comes to the spell casting. So you notice that there are different colored kind of shields around the different characters. And you also notice that your spells have different colors on them. So to help players understand kind of like the function of their spells, we kind of put them into brackets. So there are damage spells, there are force spells, there are, I'm forgetting the other one, all this control spells. And so those things for the player, they wind up also being
mir zu scharf tatsächlich. Also ist mir sehr scharf. Ja, weiß nicht. Also ich bin jetzt schon richtig am Lauf, aber ich bin auch satt, danke.
And we've got this paused here now.
Ja,
and you can
gerne.
kind of see
Ich
all
bin
the
auch gleich
elements on the
fertig.
screen, the halo around the avatar's head, each of the different shields, to kind of give us a breakdown of what's
give us a
going
breakdown of different things that you're saying. So you notice at the top that we're kind of like calling out which enemy you currently have targeted and their level and health. And so, you know, as you target different characters, you'll be able to get that breakdown. The halo over your head, whenever an enemy is about to an attack, it's almost like you have a little bit of a sixth sense for those things that are coming. If you see the halo, it means there's an incoming attack, and if you tap the triangle button by default, then that you'll be able to deflect that attack that comes in and off.
I love that deflect where it goes off and like hits things up and kind of breaks things off walls too.
But also, if you hold the button, then it doesn't just deflect. It also deflects and turns around with a counter attack stupefy that actually stuns the enemy. And you can use that even in your combos and stuff. So if you're focused on a character, you know, and you're doing your thing, and someone else attacks you, you can actually turn that attack into a direct attack on the person that you're comboing.
Back into gameplay here. Andrew's gonna.
Aber ich glaube, es ist schon recht realistisch, sag ich mal, die Bewegungen, die der Char macht. Oder? Was meint ihr? Ich finde es eigentlich ganz okay.
Yeah, we really felt like the.
Ja, als würden die tanzen tatsächlich.
Like in the movies, there's almost like a.
Nice.
It's kind of like there's this element of kind of like fencing from a very great distance.
That's such a good call.
And there are a lot of things that we had to do with our controls and combat system in order to kind of capitalize on that idea that's pretty unique to the Wizarding world.
Well, perhaps you should try that next time.
Ja.
The other duelists have already taken notice of you, but after that
Guck,
last
jetzt ist es wieder anders. Jetzt wieder so Studio. Ich finde das viel zu schnell. Das ist wie Star Wars mit Zauberstäben statt Blastern. Ja, es ist schon schnell, aber wenn man das jetzt so mit den... Ja, okay, bei dem Film sie... Ja, kann ich verstehen, aber ich muss sagen, ich bin einfach mit wenig zufrieden, weil Hauptsache die Story ist geil, sowas ist für mich wichtig, ich bin da auch ein bisschen anders gestrickt vielleicht, ich bin ja halt so ein Harry Potter Fan, dass ich da halt einfach hoffe, dass die Story geil ist. Okay. Geil.
More owls.
Die Eulen, wichtig.
Owl mail. There's the owlry again. Yes, all of the owls. But yeah, just heading out here again to show you like from Hogwarts.
Da kann man was abschießen, die Luftballons, habt ihr die gesehen?
This is not somewhere where we're going today, but we will definitely be taking you in the future.
Oh, da hat man glaube ich schon die Dings, die von Hagrids Hütte.
The scale of the castle back there. All right, so we're gonna wrap things
Guck da
up
unten,
here,
ja, hat man das
but,
Dach gesehen.
I hope you guys have enjoyed
Ja, es
everything
war
that
schon
you've seen,
cool.
but I think, James, you may have a few other questions here at the end of things.
Oh, der Slytherin-Kelch im Hintergrund,
What
geil.
we're showing on the gameplay side, I know there's a few things that you want to pick Alan and Boston's brains about.
I would love that, because there's a lot.
So, jetzt holt sein Buch aus.
All right, so some of these questions we did pull from the community
cool.
secretly, but I did pull from the community. So,
and also from, I mean, going through this, I feel like you've come up with some things you want to talk a little more about. I'm sure.
Elaborate on, because we went through character customization, Hogwarts itself, and even combat. So this would be like for the both of you guys. will we be able to go back and change our character creation if we don't like it?
So not everything, but there are certain things with hairstyle, hair color. So kind of like core shapes, you know, like with the body and face, not after the fact. But there are lots of things. There's kind of like a barber shop in Hogsmeade that you can go to, and
of course,
inside
there's a wizard barber.
Right? Change your hair color for holidays or something, right?
Oh my gosh, that would be so cool.
The game features a lot of appearance customization in it, so there's a ton of options there. But that's in terms of like your character and the stuff that you have, the character creator. It's like a smaller set of what you saw there.
Okay. Oh my gosh, awesome. Next question: what kind of leisurely activity can we do? Can we study with our free time? I mean, what?
Wir können kein Quidditch spielen, das steht fest.
Because as you progress through the game, there's a bunch of different missions that open up. Most of them are driven by different characters' personalities. You know, some of them want help getting up to hijinks, or some of them want to just explore secrets in the castle because there are new secrets in our castle to explore. And so, so I think there's a bunch of things to do. And when it comes to class, as I mentioned earlier, it's not just kind of like the mainline stuff. There are kind of like extracurricular assignments, some of which are optional, some of which are kind of like blockers for main mission. Kind of like you can't go on this mission until you have the spell. And then the spell is open, you know, the assignment and how you complete it with your professor. And so there are opportunities to study, so to speak, like with that. But they do all take the form of our mission structure.
As you mentioned earlier. Wow. Let's get into some combat right quick. Do spells have different levels, or are they all equal?
Do spells have different levels, or are they all equal? I'm trying to think of how to describe that. So each spell has kind of like its own core identity and what it does in the game with regards to both kind of like puzzling, world exploration, and enemy combat and all that kind of stuff. And then it's through the talent system. Right? When you go into that, it's kind of like each of those spells has ways to kind of like advance and grow and change. And as you spend talents, in some cases, it even changes like the way you approach the battlefield and things like that. So I'd say that's no more true than with like dark arts, for example. And as you go down that line and you kind of play around with those talents, it really does start to kind of like affect even how you approach combat and how you think about the battlefield.
Okay.
I won't be touching the dark art stuff, but I know many of you guys will be.
Maybe on your second playthrough?
Yeah.
Dark
Definitiv.
buff coming, hashtag soon. I want to close off with this question, and this will be for everybody, and we'll start with Boston. With this game that you guys have been working on for however long and the excitement you guys have, what's one aspect of Hogwarts Legacy that you are excited for the fans to experience? Boston.
I think I'm just excited for the fans to play through the world, specifically the castle, and maybe go read those books again.
Oh yeah, auf jeden Fall.
Either whether you're already a fan and you know love this game, or this is your first introduction into the world, I hope they just point at each other in the best way possible. And I'm just excited for fans to get to finally go to Hogwarts.
Oh ja,
like they can
ich warte immer noch auf meinen Brief.
I've lived there for 5 years. It's a great place to live. Official 5th year.
It's really funny because I want to give a different answer and I will, but I actually feel like the most honest answer is really similar. Because my favorite thing when running around, playing the game, and getting to know Hogwarts the way Boston knows it, because she knows the school and the lore better than I do, and thank God. Because you want the person architecting it to really know that. But when I rewatch the films or I'm rereading passages from the books, there's a different relationship to those things having played the game. And so it's really looking over the edge and seeing location. I'm like, oh my God, I'm right there. And in the movie saying, I know it's around that corner.
Geil.
There's actually a thing over here, and
Sehr
there's this person over here, and this
cool.
thing happened, and it just adds all this richness to everything that you already love.
And not just that, but you're going to add your own story. So you know what happens around that corner because you did something.
And then the quick answer, just to have something different, is
kann's
I
gar
just
nicht
love being on a
abwarten.
broom. I just love looking at the whole world and just being like, okay, I can just go.
I can go there.
That vantage point, yeah.
There's just something exhilarating about it that feels very different in that kind of open air and on that thing. It just like, it's kind of incredible, yeah.
And wrapping it up, you know, for me, it's just bringing the community together with it and sharing those stories, because it is your story, and you are going to be writing, you know, this is your unique experience within this, and even within the things that are the same, it's going to be your unique experience. It's different from mine. It's different from. We're all approaching it from different places, and I think that's going to be really cool, the way that everybody brings those things together. All right, and that's everything that we have to show you today. I know maybe it wasn't everything you wanted to see, but it was a whole lot of stuff.
Aber viel mehr gesehen als sonst. Das ist cool.
Mini tour of Hogwarts there, just a small part of it, a little bit of combat. And we do have some more stuff coming up for you in the future. Hogwarts Legacy releases on February 10th, 2023, and is available for pre-order now. But that's going to do it from us. We're going to leave you with a little something else. But for now, bye.
Bye. Die Musik, oh mein Gott. Das haben wir auch gerade schon gesehen. Geil. Geil, geil, geil. Ich freue mich so sehr auf dieses Spiel, ne? Boah. Ah, schön. So. Das war's damit. Ja, für die Leute, die das gerade auf YouTube sehen, die Reaction, schreibt doch gerne mal, was ihr davon hält. Was ihr davon haltet. Was hat euch gefallen, was hat euch nicht gefallen? Ja, okay, Kampfsystem. Das empfindet auch jeder immer irgendwie anders. Also ich bin da sehr, wie ich es ja auch schon gesagt habe, ich brauche nicht viel, um glücklich zu sein. Und mir reicht es einfach schon, die Musik, die Atmosphäre, einfach durch Hogwarts zu laufen. Da freue ich mich halt auch einfach schon heftigst drauf. Und ja, schreibt gerne in die Kommentare, was ihr davon haltet. Ich gehe dann gerne mit euch in die Diskussion. Oder ins Gespräch, eher gesagt. Und ja, gut, dann sehen wir uns beim weiteren Video. Bye, bye!